Even all, welcome to Total Dust. There we go, got it done quickly because it's a quick video today, so I'm going to talk really fast. Really fast. No, I'm not, I'm kidding. Oh, look, it's the bridge. It's a Dong Too Far. I do like this bridge. In fact, I love ambush. I love, but not when I spawn on top of a very large rock sitting in me. Anyway, let's talk dust. Woo! There's I don't know, where are we going with this game? I love it so much. It is like an addiction to me. I'm adult enough to now say that it is an addiction to me. Let me explain my mindset. Now, I don't have OCD, and that is not even a laughing matter, because you shouldn't laugh about OCD, because it is, I mean, imagine waking up and washing your hands 20 times a day before you even take a shit. Seriously, that's just really horrible and nasty and way to live your life. So I'm not going to take the collective Michael out of something as terrible as OCD, and nor should you, brah. But I have this kind of weird thing in my mind where I'm a normal adjusted human being, or so the doctors tell me, and I go to work, I do my job, I come home, and the first thing I want to do when I come home is not get my ear bent about how a woman at work is trying to destroy my partner's life. Do you know what I mean? You know, those kind of, she's trying to destroy me. It's like, no, she's not. You just don't like her because you're a woman and you don't like other women. I don't mean to be like that, but, you know, those are the conversations you get out the way quickly. This is why men go to bars to have a drink before they go home. Seriously. Anyway, so once I've got in, the first thing I want to do is obviously just relax. And so you relax in a gentleman way, which is a very rude way of saying something, and I don't mean it in a rude way. So by relaxing in the gentleman way, the gentleman fashion, you think to yourself, let's de-stress. Let's just take the day's and tight ball of in your body, and let's just expel it into the ether through the medium of games. And this is a wonderful way to do it, because Dust is a great aggression relieving game. I generally find that I would log on, I would play a good few rounds. My first game is always my best game, and that still confuses the hell out of me. So I can almost empirically prove this. With all of the videos I do, I literally they timestamp automatically with the HAL Pidge box I use, so that when I then review them, when I'm like waking up on a Sunday morning like I am right now, I can then sit and say, Christ, I did really well on that first match, but then what happened by the end of it? And it's because I got tired, or I lost interest, or I'm thinking to myself, I'm hungry now. So there's a wonderful kind of catering of requirements and provisions for the body that goes on with these games. So you get in from work, you're pissed off, you're fed up, you play a game and you're angry and you think, "God, I'll show you," as I misthrow a grenade, and you kind of get that kind of wonderful aggression out of your body in a very kind of systematic way by having a good first round. Then you start to settle in. The martini that you poured yourself starts to take effect, or the beer that you pulled yourself, Anyway, you know what I mean. You start to then relax, and this is when things start to, I guess, go wrong, because my games then start to go. Usually I then start to think, oh no, I'm going to do something funny now. I'm going to shotgun with a banana. And then I run out and I get killed like 20 times, and I'm like, oh, it doesn't work. You know, it's this kind of mindset that keeps me going. Actually, I'd say that's the funnest part of the game, is that you start quite aggressive, you start quite serious business, and then you end up not. So post the comments if you have any understanding of what I'm saying there. To me, that's my understanding. That's how I play. This is why games like DayZ mess me up, because DayZ and H1Z1, etc., require you to kind of be on your A game most of the time. And you know, I don't mind that, but round-based games like this, they soften the blow of those kind of games. Anyway, so these are the things, these are the quandaries that I find generally. From day to day, this is how I find my Dust experience going, and I hope that doesn't go with Legion. I don't think it will, because Legion will obviously have an interesting kind of continuation of the whole round-based shooter, which is good, because some people will want to keep playing that. Me myself, I would actually quite enjoy a quick ambush here and there, but I suspect that the reality is that you play games to relax. So coming back to my original point, there is definitely something about about Dust that keeps me doing that, and I don't know what it is. I really don't. But there's games out there that you'll get completely manic over for a short period of time. RimWorld is one of these. I'm not playing it as much as I used to, but I still do love it. But it's a game that I played literally continually for about 18 hours one day, and that is an interesting sign. And I find that it must come down to the way that your brain works and the way that you're wired internally. But for me, I definitely find that I'll play a game and sometimes I'll be like, well, it's all right. And Far Cry 3 was a great example of that for me. Everything about it was brilliant. Everything about it was fun, but I just didn't like it. It didn't grab me and keep me wanting to play. The gun game was a bit meh. Everything about it was a little bit kind of meh, which is a noun now apparently. But everything, it just didn't do it for me. So I think definitely that's something I find. Now I couldn't tell you why on my first game of Dust ever, back in Chromosome, with Josh and Lord Porter, RIP, never forget. It was just so good. I don't know what it was. The gun game was actually pretty mediocre. The graphics were mediocre. The latency issues were mediocre. Everything about it was mediocrity. But there was a sizzle, a spark, a something, a je ne sais quoi about the game that just made me go, ooh, this is interesting. What's going on here? And I don't know, it was just like Counter-Strike in space. It was like PlanetSide of old. It was just something about it just made me go, yes, this is good. And I'm still there. I still log in and play this game and think, God, this is a good game, isn't it? And then you'll run around, you'll play a match like this where you'll be like, wow, this is pretty good action. This is pretty frantic. This is pretty fun. Look at this guy. Oh my God, I'm going to die. He's going to die. Oh no, I survived. And that's it. That is the fun part and nature of the game. So, if you could literally, you could probably study this. You could probably do a university study and study what it actually is in the brain that makes you do this. I actually question, do female gamers get the same buzz from this as male gamers? And I'll tell you for why. Because I think that the male and female brain is wired differently. Don't worry, I'm not going on some massive thing that will make the headlines here. I have full respect for female gaming. I wish actually we had way more, because it is such a sausage fest at the moment. And there's nothing better than playing with women, and I'm not doing that as a joke. There is nothing better than playing with a squad and corp and whatever, with mixed sexes and even mixed ages, as long as it's tolerable. You can actually have a huge amount of fun. So I really do think that there is something there, but there is something, I think, that the way we're wired, we're kind of, males are generally aggressive because of the testosterone in your body, and I think the general desire is to kill those that aren't one of us, that kind of feeling. So whatever it is, I don't know, again, I couldn't describe it. I'm not qualified to describe it. Whatever it is, it's an exciting mixture of emotions, thoughts and processes going on in your noggin. And I think that, to me, is definitely the one thing that is interesting to me. But I suspect, again, we do have quite a few girls who do play Dust. So it would be interesting to know, do they get that same kind of buzz? Is it God, I need to get my aggression out? Is that it? Or is it more a case of, I want to show my skill here? Now, I think the skill thing could be more what a lot of other players do, both male and female, is that there is definitely something there about, I'm really good at this game, let me show you how good I am. And I respect that utterly. There is nothing better than a game where you see two people who really are good at the game fighting each other. And I think that is a wonderful part of the game. That's something that Eve has never had, and I'm going to get trolled for this, but Eve had no skill system. It was basically a knowledge of how best to fight. So, orbit at this range and press F1. Or it was, so there's something there, but that pretty much was it. And to me, it was just a game of numbers. Always, it was just a game of numbers. There was never a skill element to Eve as comparative to, say, StarCraft, that kind of skill. It was never a case of, if you're better with your fingers, you're going to get more, which I just don't think it was. Post in the comments if you disagree. I'm not saying Eve wasn't a skilled game, because it was, but it was a lesser form of skill. It was a knowledge-based skill set, I guess. But these are the kind of issues, I guess, that I had with Eve, in that it was just really a case of knowledge was king in that game. Knowing how the ships work, knowing the mechanics was king. Could you say that a fighter pilot, one-on-one, an interceptor would, two pilots would best each other because of skill or because of knowledge and experience? Well, that's an interesting one. Whereas, again, rambling on, in Dust, skill is everything. If you're good at shooting the gun, then you're good at shooting the gun. And that means you're going to be a lot more potent and deadly than most. But there we go. I don't know. It's a funny kind of scenario. I suspect that there is lots of topic and discussion about this, but I think as we enjoy our little flybys over the bridge, look at that. I was modeling the 3D. I was bored. I was waiting for the round to end. But anyway, I think as you kind of take, you pay your money, you take chances, and you play these games, the reality is there must be something in there that clicks. There must be something that, it must be in a moment or a feeling or something that just makes you go, wow, this game is brilliant. Yes, this is it. I get it. It's brilliant. I love it. Post in the comments, what was it for you? What was there a defining moment maybe that made you think, you know what, it was that. This happened and that made me love this game and I've always come back. You met a good group of people. Maybe you watched a particular YouTuber who just made you love the game. I'm kidding, of course. But if I'd be interested to know what it is that makes people see something, a game, and fall in love with it and play it maniacally. And that to me is the interesting part here. For me, I don't know. For Dust, it was probably just playing with Josh and Lord Porter because we're all the same kind of mentality and mindset. We have a real laugh whenever we just get together and talk. And maybe it was that. Who knows? But at the end of the day, Dust is good. It feels great. And you should be playing it, bro. So feel bad if you're not. Hope you enjoyed that. See you next time.